is the 4-carbon compound. That's why we're calling them C4 cycle. But the logic goes like that only because in the earlier case also in C3 cycle also we have seen that the first stable product was formed was the C3 plant. That is the 3-PGA, 3-phosphoglyceric acid, right? So first of all, these are the example of sugarcane. Sugarcane and maize, these are very popular example of C4 plants. Now C4 plants are known for Cranch anatomy. Okay. Now what is Cranch anatomy? That is the main thing what we need to understand. You know, the meaning of the Cranch anatomy is that it is talking about the dimorphic chloroplast. Okay, that means there are two different types of chloroplast. And anatomically, we know very well that leaf has a two distinct part. One, the mesophyll. So these area is actually called as a mesophyll. Okay. And the vascular bundles are surrounded by this dark colored structure you see, right? So all these vascular bundles are surrounded by another structure. This is called bundle seat. Right? So these mesophyll and bundle seeds had two different type of chloroplast. Okay. So since the dimorphism exists in chloroplast, that's why we call them dimorphic. And this is all about the Cranch anatomy. Okay. So large size in bundle seed cells, normal size in case of mesophyll cell. That is the things. And even we can differentiate these two in terms of the distribution of PS1 and PS2 alpha. So that I will discuss. But first of all, take a note of it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Tanmay, go ahead.
Could you please repeat it? Because of network issue, I can't understand.
Come again, I could not get your question.
Could you please repeat it?
Okay. You see, what I'm saying that the Cranch anatomy known for the dimorphic chloroplast. That means morphologically two distinct chloroplasts. So I told you that in a leaf, there are two distinct areas. One is the mesophyll, second is the bundle seed. Bundle seed, which is enclosing the vascular bundles. So in case of mesophyll, there is a normal chloroplast, normal size chloroplast. But as far as the bundle seed is concerned, there is a large size chloroplast is present. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. So please note it. So we will also learn that how we can differentiate between these two chloroplasts. On what basis we can differentiate. Okay. So please remember that bundle seed chloroplast is primarily concerned with the carbon fixation. So if it is a concern with the carbon fixation, that means all the enzymes that are responsible for Calvin cycle will be very, very well developed. Or in other words, we can say that stroma is well developed, right? So we can write that enzyme for dark reaction are well developed or present over there. Here we can say it is a poorly developed. Why? Because mesophyll cells are not concerned with the fixation of the carbohydrate or fixation of carbon. So that is the one difference we can say. The second most critical difference, which is often asked in competitive examination, and that is the relative distribution of PS1 and PS2. Okay. So if you talk about mesophyll cell, here what happens? Both PS1 and PS2 are well developed. Why? I will come back when I will explain you the entire cycle. Then आप खुद ही समझ जाओगे कि ये दोनों क्यों डेवलप होता है. But as far as bundle seed is concerned, here what happens? Actually, PS2 is not there, or we can say PS2 is poorly developed. PS2 is poorly developed. Okay. So one thing again I can say, which I am drawing logically from what I have written. If PS2 is poorly developed, then what we can say that this is concerned only with the cyclic phosphorylation, because you know very well in case of cyclic, only PS1 was involved, PS2 was not involved. So what we can say in bundle seat that cyclic phosphorylation mainly occur. Okay. But if you talk about the mesophyll, we can say it's the non-cyclic. Okay. So these are the three differences we can easily figure it out between the bundle seed cell and mesophyll cell. So please take a note of it. Once done, let me know. Done. Okay. So let's move ahead. So first of all, have a look at the C4 cycle. I told you there are two cells, mesophyll cell and bundled seed cell. Okay. Now the cycle begins with the PEP, that is phosphoenol pyruvate, that is going to act as a CO2 acceptor. That is the 3-carbon compound. So the moment they bind to CO2, they form 4-carbon compound, that is oxaloacetate. And the name of the enzyme is PEPcase or pepcase. Okay. So in the presence of this enzyme, the CO2 binds, and this is the 4-carbon compound being formed. This is the first stable product, and that is why we call them C4 cycle. Many a times it is asked that why this C4 cycle, or due to which chemical the cycle is known as C4 cycle, that is oxaloacetic acid. Now, once the oxaloacetate is formed, it gets converted into malate or malic acid. So the NADPH is being utilized, right? NADP plus is being formed. So malate is actually being formed, right? And you know very well, here both the non-cyclic photophosphorylation is occurring. So we know very well the product of the non-cyclic photophosphorylation was ATP and NADPH2. So the product is already there. Since I told you that in case of mesophyll cell, it is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation that is going to occur. So now it is very evident that why the non-cyclic photophosphorylation was associated with mesophyll, because the conversion of oxaloacetic acid to malate requires NADPH, and it has to be fulfilled through its photosynthetic activity only. Now what happens? This malate is transported to the bundle seed cell. Now let's be very clear. There are only few compounds that can cross the mesophyll to bundle seed cell. Malate is one of them. Pyruvate is another, right? And aspartate is another one. There is a 3 compound that can cross the mesophyll to bundle cell, malate is one of them. So we will discuss about all those compounds. So once the malate come over here, malate will undergo decarboxylation. Now it's very clear that malate is also a 4-carbon compound, right? So it will undergo the very process of decarboxylation. So the CO2 that is released due to decarboxylation, that is accepted by RUBP. And within the bundle seed cell, Calvin cycle will run, resulting into the formation of a starch. So out of this 4-carbon, one is coming out as a CO2, another 3 is going to be formed as a pyruvate. Okay. So mind it, here what happens, once the malate gets converted into pyruvate, then NADP plus NADH2 is going to be. So dehydrogenase is being utilized. So that is being present over there. And we know very well, this is being utilized in the Calvin cycle because we know that in Calvin cycle, ATP and NADPH2 both are required. So the source of NADPH2 is here, the very dehydrogenation reactions. We have already discussed that in case of PS, in case of bundle seed cell, it is the non-cyclic is not there, cyclic is there. So there must be a source of NADH2 now. So this NADH2 is coming through the dehydrogenase reactions over there. So once pyruvate is formed, pyruvate is also capable of crossing this boundary. So pyruvate get transferred back to the mesophyll cell. Okay. And with the help of 2-ATP, this again gets converted into PP or regenerate the phosphoenol pyruvate, right? So here, this is what we call dikinase activity. Okay, so here the name of the enzyme is, which catalyzes the conversion of pyruvate to PP is a dikinase. There are few plants in which what happens that oxaloacetic acid, instead of getting converted into malate, they convert it into aspartate. And aspartate can also cross this boundary, and aspartate will go to bundle seed cell, right? But in bundle seed cell, aspartate will again gets converted into malate, and the rest of the reaction will remain the same. So this is how the entire C4 cycle runs. So first of all, let me know, is it clear to everybody how the C4 cycle runs? Is it clear? In case of any doubt, please let me know. So please note it quickly. Over. चलो आगे बढ़ें क्या? Shall I move? Okay, I hope everybody has taken note of it. So we will document it. What is actually, you can see the Calvin cycle, or that is diagrammatic view anyway. So you can see PP act as a CO2 acceptor. 4-carbon compound oxaloacetic acid is formed. Now OA is converted into malic acid. Malic acid is transported into Bundt cell. In some case, aspartic acid is transferred, right? So that is the reaction that is going to occur in case of mesophyll cell. Similarly, in Bundt cell, malic acid is decarboxylated. CO2 is utilized in Calvin cycle. Pyruvate back to mesophyll, and CO2 acceptor PP regenerated. So this is written what actually we have just seen. Please note it. Shall I move? Now let's talk about energetics, because you see in physiology, energetics is the most important, and mostly the questions are figured from energetics only, right? So you see, for the fixation of one molecule of CO2, we require 5 ATP and 2 NADPH2. Now, how 5? So basically, we have already learned that in case of Calvin cycle, we require 3 ATP, right? Plus 2 NADPH2. That was required in Calvin cycle. Okay, this was the requirement of a Calvin cycle. And we know very well that Calvin cycle is also a part of, okay, Now, additional 2-ATP, where it is required? It was required due to dikinase activity, because once the pyruvate get transported to the back to the mesophyll, where an additional 2-ATP was required. So altogether, what we see, 5-ATP and 2-N-ATP is required. So similarly, for 1 molecule of carbohydrate, what we can say, that 30 ATP and 12 NADPH2 is required for the fixation of 1 molecule of glucose, right? So this is the two stats what you need to keep in your mind, right? So what we can say, that in addition to, if you compare with the C3 cycle, 12 additional ATP is required in comparison to the C3 cycle. Because in case of C3, we see 18 ATP is required, but here 30 is required. So that's why 12 additional ATP is required in comparison to C3 cycle. So please note it. So next we will discuss that C4 plant is the most efficient plant if I compare with a C3. So we will discuss why. So what we will do, first of all, we will try to understand that how we can differentiate between C3 and C4 plants. Okay. So there are a few differences. First of all, 5-carbon compound, that is ribulose 1,5-biphosphate is the primary CO2 acceptor. But here there is a 3-carbon compound, that is PP is the acceptor. So first stable product is a 3-carbon compound, that is 3-PGA. So it should be written like this, 3-PGA. Is a 4-carbon compound, that is oxaloacetic acid. Chloroplasts are monomorphic, but is a dimorphic. That is very important. That is known for the presence of photorespiration. But here photorespiration rarely occurs, or it is absent. So here what happens, atmospheric carbon dioxide is not efficiently used due to presence of photorespiration. We will discuss about in more detail. But as far as the C4 is concerned, atmospheric carbon dioxide is used efficiently. So they are going to occur in plants of all climates, but it occurs only in tropical and subtropical plants. And we know about the energetics, 18 ATP for the synthesis of 1 molecule of glucose, but here 30 ATP is required. Okay. So most of the things you know, but in short, if you can just take a note of it, it will be better. So let's move ahead. Now you see, C4 plants have competitive advantage over plant that is a C3 cycle, right? And they are better suited to grow in condition of drought or high temperature or nitrogen and CO2 limitations. So question is why? Why it is so? Why C4 plants are more efficient in comparison to C3 plants? Now let's try to understand. You see, in C4 plants, what happens? That Rubisco enzyme is completely protected. Now let me tell you that the CO2 is being fixed by the RUBP enzyme, Rubisco enzyme. Okay. Rubisco enzyme. Now this Rubisco has a dual property. One, in the presence of oxygen, its behavior is different. In the presence of CO2, its behavior is different. Okay. So in the presence of oxygen, it shows oxygenase activity. It is not oxidation. Mind it, it is not oxidation. So it is an oxygenase activity. But in the presence of CO2 or higher concentration of CO2, it shows carboxylase activity. Okay. So under oxygenase activity, what happens? That RUBP, that is a 5-carbon compound, that splits into two. One is glycolate or phosphoglycolate. Okay, and another is 3-PK, right? This phosphoglycolate go for the photorespiration, right? But once the carboxylase activity is there, then it will go only for the pure Calvin cycle. Okay. So in case of C4 plants, what happens when there is a bundle seat is there? Because we know very well that Rubisco is in the bundle seat. Then oxygen cannot enter over there. Since oxygen cannot enter over there, then it goes only for the carboxylase activity. That means there is a no loss of CO2 due to photorespiration. That all the CO2 being utilized for the Calvin cycle, and more CO2 is actually being fixed. The same logic extend at the high temperature. Because you see, at the high temperature, the enzyme get denatured, but this Grange anatomy or bundle seat cell or wall actually prevent that the Rubisco by getting denatured due to high temperature. So that's why you see that the optimal temperature for C3 plants is roughly 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, or you can say 10 to 25 degrees Celsius. That is for C3 plants. That means beyond 25 degrees Celsius, C3 plants would start reducing their productivity. But in case of C4 plants, they can survive very easily up to 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. Right? And that is due to only the Cranch anatomy or bundle C. Okay. So let me know, is it clear that why C4 plants are more efficient in comparison to C3 plants? Is it clear? Understood? Everybody? If not, let me know. So if it is yes, then we have already discussed about the first 3 points. So C4 plant represents about 5% of Earth's plant biomass, but account for 23% of the terrestrial carbon fixation. So C4 plants do more carbon fixation in comparison to C3 plants. So this stats prove what actually I was saying. Now, what is biosequestration? Do you know this term, biosequestration? So actually, you see, in environment, it is important to maintain the CO2 level of 0.03%, right? Because you know very well that is going to keep a balance, so that we should not have a global warming, and we should not have any other climatic shift. Okay. So this C4 plants also helps in achieving those objectives. Another very important thing is that C4 plants are an example of convergent evolution, though we haven't discussed the evolution. So that's why I won't be able to make you understand that why it is a convergent evolution. But please remind me when I will be discussing evolution, that how C4 plants is an example of convergent evolution. So altogether, it is present in 19 angiospermic families. The 3 monocot families having C4 plants are Poaceae, Chenopodiaceae, and Amaranthaceae. So in case of Poaceae, you know very well, sugarcane, that belongs to the Poaceae. Chenopodiaceae and Amaranthaceae, these are another 2 species, another 2 family in which the C4 plants are found. So please note it, some important information. So I'm rubbing this, the oxygenase and carboxylase, because we will discuss it once again in the chapter of the photorespiration. So all the enzymes, what we see in case of C4, the same enzyme is participating here also. Exactly same reaction. What we will see in the next slide in the flow chart. So I assume कि सब लोगों ने लिख लिया होगा. So let's move ahead. Tirtha done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, during night, what happens? That since the stomachs are open, so they take CO2, right? And CO2 being accepted by PEP. So the first stable product, that is oxaloacetic acid being formed in the similar manner what we have seen in case of the C4 plants. Now this 4-carbon compound oxaloacetic acid is converted into 4-carbon malic acid, right? And there is a vacuole called malate vacuole. So whatever the malic acid being formed, it is actually being kept on storing in that particular vacuole, what we call malate vacuole. So that is the things that is happening during the night. During the daytime, what happens? Stomach is closed. So during the daytime, what happens? That whatever the malic acid that was accumulated during the night, they leave the vacuole and they get decarboxylated, releasing the CO2. Now the CO2 is taken up by the Calvin cycle. Exactly the same what we see in case of C4 plants. Okay. So the pyruvate is also formed. So pyruvate eventually helps in the regeneration of the CO2 acceptor in the form of PEP, right? So this is how the CAM plants is operating. Please note it. So everybody noted? Shall I move? Okay. So have a look at this flow chart. So right now we have just learned about the CAM plants. So stomachs open, what will happen? CO2 will be taken by PEP. They will form oxaloacetic acid. They gets converted into malate, and this malate will get stored in the malate vacuum. So that is the thing going to happen in the night. In the day, what happens? The malate will come out of the vacuole. They will decarboxylate it. And as a result of decarboxylation, what will happen? They will form CO2, and CO2 being accepted by RUBP, running the Calvin cycle, forming the starch, right? Now pyruvate being formed. Now pyruvate, during the night period again, the pyruvate get regenerated, forming the PEP. So you see exactly the same cycle, nothing. The only thing is that you replace night with a what? Mesophyll. So this is equivalent to mesophyll, and the day equivalent to the bundle seed cell. So this can also be asked in competitive examination, right? Comparing these two things. So night is equivalent to mesophyll, day is equivalent to bundle seed cell. Okay. And once I have seen a question that in CAM plants, when decarboxylation occurs, and options are during day, during night, both day and night, right? So correct answer is both day and night. Okay, you see, during night, the carboxylation is happening, right? And here in Calvin cycle also the carboxylation is happening. Okay. So here carboxylation is going to happening in both the cases, in day as well as the night, right? But as far as the decarboxylation is concerned, decarboxylation always occur during day only because malate get decarboxylated. Got it? So carboxylation happening both day and night, but decarboxylation happening only during the day. So that is the things what you need to keep in mind. So since the cycle is same, तो मैं आगे बढ़ूं. Shall I move? You can just write down that in CAM plants, mesophyll is equivalent to night and bundle seat is equivalent to day. So that is suffice as far as the cycle you have already taken note of it. Okay. So I was telling carboxylation occurs both day and night, but decarboxylation occurs only during the day hours. So that is important. You take note of this statement as well. Carboxylation occurs both day and night, but decarboxylation occurs only during the day hours. That is very specific about the CAM plants. Over. Right. So let's move ahead. So this is the thing what we have to discuss today. But before we leave, I would like to give you a test, a very brief test quickly. So whatever we have learned today, so we will have a test on them. So your times start now. You have a 10 minutes to answer this 15 questions. Go ahead.